my friend, this artist is named Devin Townsend, has a song called Yeah! I'm not quite sure. Here's how we play it. We're going to be playing this one in the key of C major, or A minor, rather, because it is more tonally A minor. However, I only heard one G sharp, which would lead me to believe that we're playing in a tone called harmonic minor, but we just use it as a passing code. They call it as a G aug. I'm going to show you how to play this. G sharp, our D note, and then our G sharp, and then you can do another D note. However, I really like to just play it as a D diminished. Functionally, all diminished chords are the same as each other, or you can go up top and use this glorious gem. We look like a D major, throw it down here, pop that pinky up top. It centers around the 6 and the 7. My name's Wago. If you enjoy this type of structured music theory, subscribe to my channel, why don't you? For this song, we're gonna have a pulse. Now, there's a little reverb on here. Over the top of that, our intro is going to be 2 and 1 with our first finger, second finger. This is a great song to use our multiple fingers to learn how to play the same structure. Up and down. When we go up and down, we're doing this back and forth. 1 E and 2 E and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and wrap the finger down to have our F note being played with our third finger. Omit that G string. Nice. We're going to walk it down here. Just slide the finger. It's much easier in the brain and for the fingies. You could do a double finger movement if you want, but then you hear it. You don't want to hear it. You just want to hear the slight movement. Yay. 2, open, open, open. So now we're going to implement back in the G string, but we're not going to be using the B string. And then lastly, we're going to hold our first finger on the 3rd fret of the D note, and then we're going to be playing both the 5th fret here. If you're a rock star, use one finger. Yay! And you can also try to use your pinky as well, rock starring it up. That's lots of fun. This gives you this kind of sussy nature chord. And it does this whole thing twice. Then it goes into the broadness of it. A minor, as everything in life comes together now. We're going to be doing a 1 chord, and then we're going to be doing a 6 chord, and then we're going to be doing a 3 chord, and then we're doing a 7 chord. Now, I know this doesn't make sense if you're looking at it through the eyes of C major. That, of course, would have been a 6 chord, and then would have been a 4 chord, a 1 chord, and a 5 chord. But we're viewing this through the eyes of A natural minor, which means A minor is the 1 chord, B diminished is the 2 chord, C major is the 3 chord. When we play the D minor, it's the 4 chord. When we play our E minor, that's the 5 chord. F major is our 6 chord. Our 7 chord is G major, and then back to the 1. Now this one, I did not hear it having a C augmented. It might have in context, that G sharp. But we're just going to keep it in A natural minor. We will have one lending or leading tone where you can play an E dominant or the aforementioned G augmented or D diminished. I'm sorry, not G augmented, G diminished, or D diminished, or G diminished, either way. So this whole song, the A section, the verse, the thing that keeps going over and over and over again until you get into the Ih Ah, is the 6, 3, 7. 1, 6, 3, 7. Third time through. 1 chord, 6 chord, 3 chord. We're going to play the 5 chord, and here's where we get that augmented right there. You could also play it backwards here, but I think it works better as a diminished. I hate saying it that way. It just doesn't sound like an augmented on the album or on his live stuff. So that is essentially the verse. And when it goes down, I'll be sleeping on it tonight. You could even do you could do 4, 3, 2 for the G sharp augmented, but it just doesn't feel right. If you play at the 5th, 4th fret, and then play all 3 of these with your middle finger, and then put this one down, you get your G sharp augmented. Or you could play what looks like an A minor And then wrap that pinky down there for that 6th fret on the D string. Nice. That also gives you a G og. And as I aforementioned, I don't think it sounds like that. It should sound like a passing chord. So you might just want to throw an E7, E dominant in there, E7. Cool. That is essentially the whole song. There really is no defined chorus besides the Ih Ah, Ih Ah. After it does that F, we're going to the F to the A minor, and we throw an A sus or an A9 in here. And then we do a sus4 with that D over the top, and then back to the A9. How could I F ever be untrue? I'm with you. With everything that I D dominant 7 do, I love you. And then it goes back into our intro, right? When you're doing your G major, if you're playing bar chords like this and you want to try that og, you can just do a passing tone and that goes right back to our A minor. I hope you've enjoyed this. My name's Wago Howard. Subscribe to my channel, why don't you?